And there it is, everybody. There it is. Sink this in, everybody. Because I am going to gladly say this from now, possibly till this actually happens. Which I don't know if it will happen, but we at least have to try. Bruce Sherman, you are clearly incapable of running the baseball team, don't know how to properly run it, and don't even know how to utilize it. Hiring somebody above the power of Kim Yang, forcing her, or I wouldn't say forcing, but ultimately leaving her own decision to leave Miami. And you bring in Peter Bendix, who I thought at that time was a good hire. But then the moment this happens, I don't care if this is a rebuild. I don't freaking care if this is a rebuild. It doesn't change this start that we're having. Because at least with other owners like Loria and in you, we at least won something to not have a sweep. I wouldn't say a sweep, but more like losing this many games in a row. And we have lost 8 games in a row last season. There were multiple times where we lost 11 in a row. That is for my knowledge, it was our longest losing streak in franchise history. But this is historic, and it's historic for this many reasons. This is the first time ever in baseball history where a playoff team starts 0 for 7 in franchise history. Excuse me. 0 for 7 in franchise history. No one has ever done that in franchise history but the Miami Marlins. Making the playoffs the year prior and start the season 0 for 7. And I'm willing to give you this stat as well. Never in history that the Marlins ever started the season 0 for 7. There are a lot of bad Marlins teams in our franchise history within 31 years. But it's where I feel like it's the most disappointing. Here, I'm going to quote this from Fish on First. So I'm going to read this post that happened a couple months ago. 2023 Marlins opening day payroll is 92,575,000? Somewhere on there. 92.575 million. That's the 2023 opening day payroll. The projected payroll, which I don't know the exact number, but this was back in February that I'm reading this off to. The 2024 Marlins opening day payroll is $90.575 million. So that's $2 million less than the 2023 opening day payroll. Bruce Sherman's quote that day, February 20th, and this is, again, I'm reading this off Fish on First post. Credit to him. He said, we haven't brought any superstar name players. We get it. I think the fans should look at the product we have on the field. Well, I don't know if this is going to open their eyes a little bit, but the product on the field is fucking terrible. There, I said it. It's horrible. It's still an early say, but I'm confident to tell you it's a horrible product that you put on the field. The defense is horrible. The pitching is just outrageously terrible. You have the relief pitching that's just downright garbage. I don't care about the injuries. They made it to the big leagues for a reason. You have the month of spring training to get them prepared. They had a good spring training, and now you're having a garbage start. You're making other pitchers on the other teams look like Cy Young Award winners. And then on top of that, you give up 10 runs, 9 runs, 6 runs. Oh, and not to mention, you keep constantly blowing the lead. and you start the season 0-7. There's no fight, no nothing. And now the Angels have their 4-game winning streak. We're still left with 0 wins. It's truly pathetic. It really is pathetic. This is the worst team I've seen in quite some time. You have Arise, the best contact hitter in major leagues, who can contact the baseball. Then you have a powerhouse of Josh Bell, Jake Berger, De La Cruz, who is a really good prospect coming up from the minors. And then you got, right now, the heart and soul of the team is Jazz Chisholm, who is one of the fastest players we have, and I'm still glad we have him on our team. Then the only big sign we had was Tim Anderson. He's a damn good defender. We've seen a great play that happened in the first inning. And then you guys want to boo Avisail Garcia. Sure, he isn't playing great, but really? You're really going to say, and this is an unpopular take, but you really going to think that Avisail Garcia is the biggest reason why the Marlins suck this bad? I could say he's part of the reason, but I'm not going to say he's totally the reason, because he has come in clutch in the 4th game against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He did hit a home run. He can hit a base hit. If you just allow yourselves to be patient instead of booing him every freaking time he comes up at bat. It's pathetic. Sure, I did run out of patience. I'm not gonna sit there and be hypocritical. I'm telling the truth. Listen, I did run out of patience. I think the boos might motivate him. But even still, the worst thing about our team is our relief pitching. Nothing's good about this team. And then today, we lose 10-2. Oh, and the roof was closed too. So I don't know what the noise was. I wonder what kind of excuse they're going to put out. Oh, it's a show's fault. Or, oh, it's this and that. It's this and that. No. How about you all suck? Anyway. So AJ Puck is pitching this game, who is just outright bad, who have given up 2 runs. Okay, 2 runs was not bad, but given up 5 hits. Those 2 runs came from the first inning, which was Taylor Ward single to right. That allows Rengifo to score. Trout goes to third, and Drury grounds to the field of shortstop. There was an out at second there. So that's 2 runs already in the first inning. Then in the 3rd inning, as we get by the way, before I even continue, it is AJ Puck going up against Patrick Sandoval, the pitching matchup, who had a 16 ERA. Patrick Sandoval, but again we make him look like a Cy Young pitcher. 3rd inning, just absolutely, my goodness. AJ Puck gives up a hit to Aaron Hicks. Then Trout then gets outed there. Oh, whoops. Excuse me. Foul out. Okay. So that happened. Then Taylor Ward gets the hits, and then Hicks scores on a throwing error. I mean, wow. And the defense is just horrible, man. This is horrible. I mean, come on. How are you going to make such bad plays like that in the first inning? Bottom 3rd, and 2 runs scored on that one off the error. Bottom of the 3rd, obviously Garcia doubles to right. Brujan. Now, I'm willing to give the younger players the benefit of the doubt. Like Brujan, I think he was part of that. I think he was part of that trade that happened for Tampa that Peter Bendix wants to bring over from. But either way, I'm willing to give these guys the benefit of the doubt because they're still getting adjusted to the major leagues. Those guys I'm giving the benefit of the doubts. Arise gets hit by a pitch. Josh Bell then hits a single that allows Garcia to score. And Jake Berger singles to right that allows Arias to score. Bell goes second. So we got 2 points off the bottom of the third to make it 4-2 Angels. Spoiler alert, those are the only 2 runs that we scored all game long. And then the offense went to sleep. And then De La Cruz struck out swinging. And then, albeit too, the umpire's strike zone was all over the place too. You can definitely hear the verbal things from Jazz, DLC, maybe sometimes Tim. Since then, for most parts or not, Marlins keep grounding it to 1, 2, 3 innings. If not, then the double play. Top of the 5th, Burr Smith comes in for AJ. Multiple walks. Ward grounds to the shortstop. A couple of hits later. And then there was more singles. And by the way, the one pitch that was called a ball was clearly strike 3. So umpire, you missed that call horribly. And because of that, because part of the reason that the pitch was not called strike 3, the very next pitch, of course, with cliche, they hit a single. And it became 5-2, and then Adele hits a sacrifice fly to right to make it 6-2. Marlins, 1, 2, 3 inning. Top of the 6th, a couple of troubles there with a couple of walks, but they was able to get out of the inning. Bottom 6, every baseball that was hit was right to the second baseman, a shortstop. Every freaking time from now in. Top of the 7th, it just does not get any better. Now, we do have a debut, which I believe he was called up from the minor leagues. There we go. It's Kent Emanuel, who had to pitch for the rest of the game, and he brought himself some trouble. There was a double walk, another walk, and then Nato doubles to left that allows 2 runs score there to make it 8-2. And then Sean Well, who I recently discovered he's from Boca, so a South Florida kid hits a sacrifice fly, and he was one of the players that hit that was one of those back-to-back home runs back on Monday. So really big, really double whammy there. And then makes it 9-2. Bottom 7th, 1, 2, 3 inning. Top of the 8th, Taylor Ward hits a home run to center to make it 10-2, and that would be it. Bottom of the 8th, 1, 2, 3 inning. Bottom 9th, guess what? 1, 2, 3 inning. So there's nothing good about this game at all, folks. Nothing. There's no fight, no offensive anything. Burger King was like, every home win the Marlins have, we get free Burger King Whopper. I think that's how the advertisement goes. You still have to pay for a Whopper, folks, because the Marlins is terrible. I'm going to leave it at that. As tomorrow we got our first road game going to St. Louis. Thankfully, it's an early game before finally taking a break from the Marlins. And I'm pretty sure they're going to start the season 0-8. And I'm probably going to be less motivated to recap these games anyway. I don't know if I can do it anymore, people. I don't know. There's really nothing good to say about it. The excitement is just sucked. It's just sucked out of. 8,000 people showed up in every game. Every game that happened, the attendance gets lower, and that's normal. So for those who are not going to Marlins games, I would rip you, but I'm not going to because I don't blame you. Either way, the next time I go to South Florida, I might not go to the games because I want to put something up for the season 4. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is just as depressing.